Hi, my name is Terence Rushin, and Imagine Dragons cured my cold on Valentine's Day in 2013, and we're going to talk about it right now on RushinThruShows. February 14th, 2013, this was Imagine Dragons' first headline tour to support their Night Visions album. And this is when they were just starting to get steam in the United States and gain popularity. And got there to the Tabernacle, wasn't really feeling that well. I had a cold all week, but I was ready to shoot anyway. It's a sold out show, sitting there waiting for the band to come on, and then all of a sudden the lights go dark. Dan Reynolds comes out and walks up to this spotlight where this humongous drum is at, and he just starts wailing on it, and the lights come on and they're into the music and the crowd is going wild. Their humongous sound and stage presence was definitely known. It literally blew the roof off of the Tabernacle. It was a good opportunity to get these very intense and focused action shots of the musicians in the band. This is probably the greatest number of drums that I have seen on stage at one time. And I think at one point, every member of the band had their own drum and their own pair of drumsticks and were just going at it the whole time. And, they got that one big drum that they started the show off with, rolled that out the way, and had an even bigger drum that they rolled out. And because every member of the band has their own distinct personality and energy during the performance, you want to, when photographing these shows, have a good grasp on capturing wide and medium shots to those tight up close shots. And that's when I started carrying two camera bodies. For this particular show, I had a 7D and a 5D Mark II. Now, 7D is what's called a crop sensor camera, and a 5D Mark II is a full frame camera. And if you put the same lens on both cameras, the full frame camera will give you a wider, fuller picture like a 35mm camera. And then the crop sensor gives you a bit of a closer shot. It brings the subject closer to your lens in a way that the picture that you would normally get with a full frame gets a little tighter with a crop sensor camera. And one of those action shots that I most memorable to me from this show was when Dan got to the edge of the stage and was singing out to the crowd and holding the mic stand in the air, and he was just singing and the light just hit perfectly. It was like one of those chef kiss moments. That's one of my favorite shots that I've ever gotten of Imagine Dragons. And like I mentioned earlier about Imagine Dragons curing my cold, and I walked in not feeling well, very sniffly, congested, coughing a little bit, had a cough drop in my mouth. Once the show hit and I was just in the zone, that adrenaline kicked in and got me feeling better. And singing is pretty contagious. You get a whole venue full of people singing at the top of your lungs, you're gonna get inspired to sing too. So walking to the car, I was singing their songs in my head, and when I was on my way home, I cranked up Radioactive and started just singing at the top of my lungs and let out this big cough. And then after that, my cold was, I kid you not, was gone for the rest of the week. After that moment, after that concert and singing in the car at the top of my lungs, I was cured. And I stand by that. Music cures everything. And finally, to wrap things up, captured this shot at the Tabernacle of Dan reaching out to a fan and holding their hands. And I was kind of disappointed because, like I was mentioning with the different sensors on the camera, I captured this shot with a crop sensor, so the photo was kind of cropped in and I wasn't able to get this fuller, bigger picture. But when I shot them at Music Midtown 2018, I feel like I redeemed myself in that aspect because I captured this shot, which is one of my all-time favorite shots of crowd interaction with the band. This was when Imagine Dragons was headlining one of the nights of Music Midtown, and he went out to the crowd, and I was all the way up on the like stage side of the park, and he had ran all the way down to where the fans were at, and I was trying to capture a bigger like wide shot, but I saw this moment unfolding and zoomed in really quick. I got my camera with the longer lens on it, zoomed in and captured this moment, and I was able to find this fan and give her this photo, and it just meant the world to her. And like, that's one of the things that I really love about capturing moments like these. Like, not only is it priceless to me as a photographer and an artist, but when the people in those shots get to see it and relive those moments, it is just, like I said, priceless.